My name is Pete Deanna, and I'm the Professional Fellows Program Manager here at ACYPL. Normally around this time, I would be leading the ACYPL team in preparations for the Fall Pro Fellows program. But seeing how that is not possible, I'm thrilled to be co-moderating today's first ACYPL International Town Hall with Mr. Norman Goh, who I greatly admire.
You had the opportunity to work closely with the public health professionals in the US during your ACYPL exchange. So broadly speaking, can you tell us about the differences and similarities in the two systems from your perspective?
I had the opportunity to be in Wisconsin last year with the Department of Health Services during my fellowship program. It is actually a two different system as a whole compared to Malaysia, where we have a very centralized healthcare system and policy making, where the decision and most of the programs and jurisdiction and quality comes from the federal government, which is coordinated by the Ministry of Health, even at the state level.
In Malaysia, we are very centralized or very powerful central government in comparison to like the US. The other players, of course, the state governments, and the last layer is actually the local government or the council. And they also play a very important role to implement and to administer the aids, especially, and also with dealing issues of business licensing. So on the federal level, health matters is a federal government issue. So based on our federal constitution, it's a federal matter. So the Ministry of Health basically decides the main health direction of the country.
So of course, testing is one issue where we have to increase, but there's also not just protective gear that we have to prepare for future outbreaks. There's also labs, support services like imaging services. Are all these well distributed in other states outside KL, like in Sarawak or in the East Coast? Staff training, do we have enough government doctors who are well trained?
You need to deliver food aid on the first day itself, because many people were struggling. You can't leave their house, even though they have money, they can't buy food. So we needed to ensure that food was delivered, provisions of medicines. People needed to get out for kidney dialysis, and they could not leave because of the rules of the lockdown. So there were some hiccups in implementing the lockdowns, but thankfully by the second, third day, we managed to negotiate with the police to loosen up some of these rules so that people could get really essential things done.